ACC update. What do you got?
Oh,
Tell the people
man.
what's going on in the world of the ACC.
Woof.
Okay. All right, moving on.
That-
That's it.
I
That's
mean,
the ACC update.
That's really the start of it. I mean, Andy Katz, you just heard him come on. He says Duke's going to win the ACC. But it's not so fast because Miami right now is still atop of the ACC. And you mentioned bracket matrix. So I started doing my who's going to get into the ACC? What are the seeds of these teams? And as you start to put it together, I mean, I just looked at Lunardi. Miami's a 9 seed right now, according to Joe Lunardi. They are number 1 in the ACC, but they are going to be a 9 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Miami is number 1. That's got to be the worst.
That has got to be the worst.
Lowest
exactly.
ACC champion.
Exactly. I mean, maybe Georgia Tech's. I don't remember last year where they were. I think they ended up being an 8 or 9 seed. Duke is the number 2 seed in the ACC. They're going to be a number 2 seed, according to Lunardi. So the number 1 in the ACC is going to be a 9 seed, but the number 2 is going to be a number 2 seed in the tournament.
In all seriousness, our hatred for Duke aside, has Duke, which I don't even hate Duke. I just think
you don't hate.
I don't hate. I actually don't.
Jim
hate
loves Duke.
I think Duke's when Duke's good, I love it. It's like the Zion team is one of my favorite teams ever. And I love Duke in the early 2. Yeah, I actually don't hate Duke.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't hate Duke.
Yeah.
But do you think Duke has squandered their chance at a 1 seed? Does Duke have a path to a 1 seed?
Yes. There's always a path for Duke to a 1 seed. There's always a path. No matter what, even last year when they missed the tournament, there was still a path to a 1 seed. It's like if they won the ACC tournament, everyone's like, Duke's hot, dude. Don't let them in the tournament because it's going to be a problem. I think there's definitely still a path. I think the craziest stat of the season so far is that they beat Clemson by 2 points.
Yeah.
You saw this? Everyone saw this? Clemson shot 1 free throw.
Whoa. That doesn't happen at Cameron Indoor Stadium, does it?
2-point victory, 1 free throw. Andy Katz comes on the show after that last game and says, I think Duke's going to win the ACC. So that's an ACC update for you there. Duke plays at Notre Dame, who's the 3 seed in the ACC on Monday.
I was going to ask about Notre Dame. What happened to them?
They're still up there, 6-2 in the ACC. They're the next 4 out, according to Lunardi. So they're not even going to make the tournament, even though they're a 3 seed in the ACC. The 4 seed is Wake Forest, who has a National Player of the Year candidate, Alanis Williams.
I wanted to ask you about him because Tom Haberstroh, who's been on the friend of the program, Tom Haberstroh,
Wake Forest
correspondent. I see him putting out the propaganda, the Alanis Williams propaganda, at any chance he can about how great of a passer he is, great of a scorer he is. And he's I don't know if he's making the case for National Player of the Year, but he's certainly making the case that like Alanis Williams should be recognized more. But it's hard to tell. Is this just propaganda, Tate, or is this,
not
propaganda. Is this legit?
Wake Forest embarrassed North Carolina in basketball. And I haven't said that, I mean, since the 90s. Randolph Childress, get up.
Yeah.
Like that is probably the last time I felt like Wake Forest embarrassed North Carolina in basketball. Alanis Williams was responsible for that. He's a graduate transfer. We talked to Andy about a transfer being up for National Player of the Year. A transfer might win ACC Player of the Year in Alanis Williams. So Wake Forest, Steve Forbes, shout out to them. They're an 8 seed according to Lunardi. North Carolina's right behind Wake Forest. They're a 12 seed according to Lunardi.
As you said last time, not as far back as you think.
Not as far back as you think, but so far back in our hearts. You know what I mean? Just like lost in the abyss. In North Carolina, there's some more coming. A storm is brewing. You know what I mean? I think some more things are going to be coming out about this North Carolina team. We'll see what happens, but they play State tomorrow, Saturday, at home.
Mm-hmm.
Sebron's one of the best players in the ACC for NC State, and Roy Williams is going to be in the building getting honored. And the 1982 North Carolina National Championship team with Michael Jordan and James Worthy are going to be in the building tomorrow. So if this team loses to NC State with Roy Williams, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, and the rest of the beautiful 1982 title team in the building, that's going to be strike number 4 for me. And I didn't even think there were more strikes. I had already struck out, but there will be another strike that's
This is T-ball. This is youth baseball. There's unlimited strikes. You just have to put a ball in play.
Just make contact. Just make contact. And then Florida State is our last tournament team in the ACC. They're a 9 seed according to Lunardi. They're
6 bids?
5 bids.
5 bids.
5 bids. Notre Dame not in. 6 teams.
Notre Dame's not in.
Not according to Lunardi. Not according to.
They beat Duke and Kentucky.
And Carolina at home as well. I mean,
they beat.
They played Duke on Monday.
No, they haven't beat Duke.
They played Duke at Monday at home. So if they beat Duke at home on Monday, that'll probably stamp them into the tournament. But it also really hurt Duke. You know what I mean? So it's a dangerous game that we're playing. And I think Mike Bray maybe lets Coach K win that one, out of respect for the farewell tour. But that's your ACC update. 5 bids.
How does Carolina salvage their season? It's beat Duke?
That's the only thing they can do.
Beat Duke.
Don't embarrass yourself by losing to State, and beat Duke at least once. That's how you say it.
If Carolina Carolina beats Duke once, loses the other game.
Yeah.
It's blown out the other game. So you beat Duke in Chapel Hill. Duke beats you by 21 in Durham. You lose the first game of the ACC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You lose the first game of the NCAA tournament. Has the sting? Do you have something to clutch onto, or are you just like, get this?
Last year we did. Last year was like we swept Duke.
Yeah,
and Duke didn't make the tournament. So
yeah, that's true. So that was
last year. Was when Brad Davison did what he did. That was my first thought. I'm like, this is miserable. But at the same time, we swept Duke.
What if Carolina's an 8-9 seed? They win the first game of the tournament. Then they're playing the 1 seed, and they lose by 7 in a close fought. Does that give you hope and optimism? Do you walk away from it saying like, man, I'm not gonna panic. I'm not gonna jump ship yet? No. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm like staring out to in the abyss, and all I hear is "Hello, darkness, my old friend." I don't know what the answer is for this team, but I think there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
There's a lot more fun stories in the ACC to talk about, like Miami, than North Carolina right now. And I'm not even going to go to the Duke game. I mean, that says a lot about where we are right now. That like, and my brother, he was like going to go to the state game tomorrow, 1982 team. He's like, I'm just going to do stuff with the kids. And stuff.
I'm surprised.
That's where we are.
Carolina hasn't. Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
What do you mean? What they haven't done what?
No, I'm not going to say it.
What's the next thing that they can do?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it.
They've already broken my heart.
I'm not going to.
I can't die again. I'm already dead.
Is Alondas Williams your ACC player of the year right now?
My ACC
not
player of the year.
Wendell Moore, not Paolo Banchero?
No.
Okay.
In fact, Wendell Moore.
Goodwin?
Wendell Moore is a better case than Paolo at this point, I think.
I would agree with that.
Also, Armando Bacot, who, Hubert Davis called him the ACC Player of the Year. So I just want to say, update, he's not. Alondas Williams is definitely the answer.
Should I start putting Hubert Davis? I should put Hubert Davis on the fraud power.
No, it's hyperbolic Hubert.
Yeah.
And I will say, Andy Katz did his top 10 new coaches in college basketball. He put Hubert at number 10, which I really appreciated. At least, you know what I mean?
How many are there? 10?
I think there are 10.
They're literally 10. Oh, my God.
Call Brad Stevens. That's all I got to say. You and I are going to end up, that'll be like our show forever. It's like these two guys trying to convince
when Brad Stevens takes a coaching job, like we're like the people that are saying Tom Brady's going to retire for the last 15 years.
Exactly.
And then it's finally going to happen. You'll be like,
I told you. Yeah, he's over the cliff.
That's us with Brad Stevens.
We're Max Kellerman.
Remember when you guys all said Brad Stevens would never take another coaching job?
Gotcha.
Suck it. You're all wrong.
Hey there, thanks for watching Titus and Tate. For the full friend of the program experience, subscribe right below and come join us for all things college basketball. The action is heating up. Come join Titus and Tate.